Hey everybody, I wanted to make a video of vinyl finds of all kinds, and a lot of these were gifts that were given to me during the Christmas holiday from friends and family, and some of them I picked up on my own. And here we go. The first one is one I picked up at my local record shop, and it's the Modern Jazz Quartet. It's an album called Space, and it's on Apple Records. And they're associated with Yoko Ono. They backed up Yoko a few times, and so that's how they got to be on the Apple label through Yoko. And this is actually, I listened to this album a couple times. It's very cool. It's very atmospheric. A lot of one of the players plays the vibes, which sound really cool. And it's got a nice gatefold here. I was really impressed with this album. I've never heard the Modern Jazz Quartet. I've heard of them, and this is a really interesting listen. And it's kind of interesting because it was produced by, by John Lewis, and he is the piano player. But it also says supervised by Peter Asher, and obviously Peter Asher was one of the producers on the Apple label, and he produced James Taylor and Linda Ronstadt, and later on, of course. So anyway, I was happy to pick this up on the Apple label, and I'll show you the actual record. It's in really good condition. And the Modern Jazz Quartet released 2 albums. Can I get this so you can actually see it? I guess not. There we go. That's the best we're going to do, I suppose. I'm still figuring out my whole where to do the videos in this room. I'm still figuring it out. Anyway, like I said, they've had 2 albums on the Apple label. Like one was in 1969 and one was in 1970. Maybe 68, 69, I don't know. But this is the second one. I do know that. So, Modern Jazz Quartet, Space. And speaking of Peter Asher, I picked this up. It's Peter and Gordon. And it's a Capitol, so it's an American album called A World Without Love. And this happens to be in mono. And I like Peter and Gordon a whole lot, and I'm sure, as a lot of you know, Peter Asher, who's the guy holding the guitar going this way here, I guess they're both going that way, but the guy with the glasses, he is the brother of Jane Asher, who dated Paul McCartney in the early 60s, and Paul wrote them a bunch of songs, especially A World Without Love, which was a #1 hit. And this is the album that has it. And there's the back there. Actually, this is a really, really good album. I was pleasantly surprised because I think I have 2 other records of theirs. I have Lady Godiva, which is their last record. Then I have another album with, I think it has I Don't Want to See You Again and those other Peter and Gordon songs. But this one sounded really, really good. A lot of cool songs, a lot of traditional folk songs. Of course, it's on the Capitol Rainbow label. And again, this is a mono pressing, so it sounded really good. It has that typical Capitol sound, a little brittle, but I've kind of learned to love that sound. It's got its own distinct thing. So yeah, Peter and Gordon, World Without Love. And then I picked this up. This is a record that I've seen in one particular record store for a long time, but they had it at a crazy expensive price. And then I waited about 2 years later and picked it up. It's Jackie Wilson, and it's called It's All a Part of Love, and it's a compilation album of a bunch of his love songs, I guess. And it sounds really good. It doesn't have a picture of Jackie on the cover, of course. He's on the back there, looking cool. And it does have a little stamp here that says sample copy. So, I don't know, take that as you will. It's on the Brunswick label. I'm a really big Jackie Wilson fan, so I was really happy to pick this up. And like I said before, I think they had it listed for $45 or something, that's too much, in my opinion, for a record like this. But actually, for any record, to be honest with you, unless it's a butcher cover or something, I understand getting up into the hundreds. But yeah, it's really good. I got it for less than 10, so that I'm happy to do. So Jackie Wilson. And then, I don't know if I've shown this one yet, but I got this like right before Christmas or right around Christmas time. I picked this one up. And it's Phil Spector's Greatest Hits. And I've always been a real big fan of Phil Spector's early work. And this one just kind of compiles all the greatest ones together. You get River Deep Mountain High by Ike and Tina Turner. Then He Kissed Me by the Crystals, Be My Baby by the Ronettes. A bunch of other just complete classics. Righteous Brothers. Darlene Love, of course. So I was really happy to pick this up. It's nice to have it all just kind of in one album. And I'll show you inner sleeve here. It says Made in Great Britain. So that's nice. It's on Impression Records. Got a kind of interesting label. My cat's making a lot of noise over there, so if you think you're hearing weird noises, you probably are. So that was Phil Spector's Greatest Hits. And Phil Spector went a bit crazy, as I'm sure a lot of you know, but he did produce some great records. Okay, now on to, these are two gifts that I received for Christmas and my birthday. My birthday is right around Christmas time, so I tend to get double the presents. Pretty cool. First one I got is this album by Morrissey. It's a compilation album called, God, that glare is rough, folks. Okay, there we go. It's called Vonna Drag, and it's a compilation album. It's a double album, and it has just all of his early solo stuff, just all the great, great songs. November Spawned a Monster, Last of the Famous International Playboys, Ouija Board, Hairdresser on Fire, which is my favorite Morrissey song. Every Day is Like Sunday, Suede Head. It's just full of just amazing Morrissey tunes. And if you haven't gotten into Morrissey and the Smiths, and especially if you're a Beatles fan or like a 1960s kind of jangly melodic music fan, the Smiths and Morrissey, you will love them. I guarantee it. They're so great. You got to get past the 80s production, but of all the 80s bands, the Smiths, in my opinion, were the most tasteful with all of the 80s production. Yeah, sometimes the drum sounds sound a little bit 80s, but they always used real instruments, real guitars, real jangly guitars. They were kind of anti all that, all the synths and all that kind of stuff. So I highly recommend checking out Morrissey if you haven't already. So there's the back of Morrissey looking kind of very James Dean, Elvis Presley-like. And again, it's so good. And if there's one song you need to check out Hairdresser on Fire. Hairdresser on Fire is hilarious, and it's also just a fantastic song. So my cat is sniffing all the records down there. See, right now, this setup, my computer's currently on top of my record shelves. So my record player is over here. The speakers are here and here, and the records are all here, and the cat's currently looking at me over here. So just to give you a visual. And the last record that I got as a gift for Christmas is, this is a record that I grew up with, and I was just obsessed with it. My brother and I would just listen to this over and over and over again, and my brother is the one who happened to give it to me as a gift. It's the Ben Folds 5. It's their debut album, or actually no, it's their second album, not the debut, but it's their most famous album. Let me get my cat out of the way, he's going to cause some problems. This album is called Whatever and Ever Amen, and it has the big hit of theirs called Brick, which is a really good song, but in my opinion, there's so many other great songs on this record. I love Selfless, Cold, and Composed. Kate is great. Steven's Last Night in Town is probably my favorite song on the record. There's a great line in it where he says, what did he say? He told us stories about Linda McCartney, but he lost points with the ladies for saying he couldn't love a woman with cellulite. That's a great line. So this is a really, really great record. I'm happy to have it on vinyl. I don't think it was ever released on vinyl. It's a cool inner sleeve with all the lyrics, and handwritten lyrics, I think probably by Ben Folds himself. Like I said, I don't think it was ever released on vinyl when it came out. I think it was just a label. I think it was just a CD and compact disc, or CD and cassette release only. CD and compact disc. Turns out those are the same things. Yes, I do know that. It's a cool label there. And it's the same label on side 2. So, I was very happy to get this. And like I said in my previous video, since I just moved, I haven't really been going to a lot of the record stores that I usually go to, and so I haven't been picking up as many records as I usually have been. So I'm going to start doing that a lot more often now. Now that I'm finally moved in, I still have to hang up posters and do a few more things in my room. Maybe put some rugs down, because I noticed the sound in here is pretty cavernous. So, sorry, my cat is looking at me like, what are you clapping for? So anyway, I will be getting some more records and making more videos, because I do enjoy doing it. And I enjoy reading all of your comments. So please let me know what you think of these records that I picked up. Maybe have some questions or comments about some of these records. And maybe I've said something completely wrong. And I do enjoy being corrected, because I like having the right information. So I'm never offended if you say, like, actually, you know, that's not Morrissey, that's Elvis. Even though that is Morrissey. But you know what I mean. So that's it for now, folks. We'll zoom in on Morrissey. Moz.